guys were up 35-30, went a little bit over 5 minutes without scoring. What did they do to you guys? Was it you guys not being able to score? Was it just their defense?
Well, it's a combination of them being really, really good. And at that particular time, we had a timeout. They had a timeout. I told them, here comes the run. And, again, it's hard for people to understand, but that's not a good team. That's a great team. They got great players, so they're going to make a push. And they made a push, and they did a good job of taking us out of some of our stuff offensively, and so be it.
Hands up. Other questions? Okay, let's come down to the middle.
Again, Coach, just about Johnny and his foul trouble today. Did that kind of take him out of any kind of flow, the aggressive, energetic play from yesterday?
No, without looking at the tape, I thought he was really engaged like everybody else. It happens. You know, he got a couple tough calls, and Ross got a couple. But, again, you know, Storm came off the bench, played well. Malcolm, right before the half, came off, gave us a lift. Eddie came in for Ross and did a good job. So this is a team that all year long we have to rely on each other. But Johnny's energy, his attention to details, attention to what was going on the floor as opposed to worrying about him being in foul trouble in itself was really, really good.
Okay, next question, second row, and then we'll come to the first.
Coach, you feel like with your performance today that you guys solidified an NIT spot, and I also was wondering if you guys would be open to playing in one of the other tournaments if you don't get into the NIT.
I feel like with our performance all year long that there's 8 teams in this league that should be in postseason. So that's how I feel now. I feel this team that I'm fortunate enough to coach is worthy of NIT without question.
Okay, question in the front.
Trent, same thing I asked Anthony. You guys turned him over, I think, 18 times for the game. What was the key to that? What were you trying to do defensively to get him to turn the ball over?
Well, I thought our energy and I thought our intensity was really good. And all year long, when we're playing well defensively, we're keeping the thing out of the middle. And I thought Anthony had a couple key steals, and he's real familiar with Teague. They played against each other, so I thought whether it was Teague relaxing on his passes or not, I don't know. But I thought for the most part we did a good job of forcing him out of the middle and rotating on the baseline. So, a tough loss. I thought we competed as hard and as good as we have all year. It's unfortunate for us. We had some shots that didn't go down for us. I thought we were pretty effective in getting the ball deep in the post at times, and but let's give credit to them. That's not a good basketball team to beat us. That's a great basketball team, and I think I know a little bit about that. I've been around this thing for a while, but I can't fault our effort. I can't fault our execution, and it's just unfortunate for us that we started playing really, really well here the last 2 games. But again, that's a tough loss.
All right, we'll take your questions for any of the student athletes. If you'll raise your hand, we'll get a floor microphone to you. So hands up. Okay, let's start in the middle, third row.
Coach, can you just talk about Johnny being in foul trouble the majority of the game? Did that limit his game and his production, obviously?
Let's hold on that. The questions are just for the student athletes right now. Did you have one for any of them?
Sure. Storm, just possibly being in your final game. Just talk about the emotions out there and trying to do everything you could.
I didn't want my season to end, and I just pretty much came out and laid it on the line. And the win fell in their favor still, so I just tipped my hat to those guys and wish them the best of luck.
Other questions just for the student athletes? Second row, go ahead.
Storm, what'd you make of the crowd in this game when you walked out there? Were you a little shocked to see so much blue? And is that something that you guys maybe rallied around a little bit?
I'm a senior in this thing now, and don't matter if it's a packed house or if it's an empty house. I come to play. I got the experience under my belt, and it doesn't matter who's in the stands. You got to come out ready to play, and you can't have your ear in the stands. The only person out here when I'm on the court anyway is my coach and my point guard, so it really doesn't affect me.
Other questions? All right, let's go to the front.
Anthony, you guys were able to turn him over, especially in the first half, quite a bit. Can you talk about what the key to that was?
Key was play the passing lanes, and my teammates helped me out a little bit, putting defensive pressure on there, and I was able to get in the passing lane, have active hands.
Have a question on the left side? Go ahead.
Andre, it really seemed like their big guys, their length inside, altered some of your shots when you were going to the goal. Can you just talk about how much of a challenge it was going up against them?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a challenge. Obviously, that's what they do, block shots. And, you know, I didn't change my shot good enough to make shots. So, you know, they got their hands on a couple of them. But, you know, they didn't stop me from going to the hole. And it wasn't going to stop any of our players from going to the hole. You know, we just tried to play to the best of our ability. And it just, you know, fell that way.
Had a question down on the right side on the aisle.
Anthony, if you can, just talk a little bit about what the biggest difference was from this game, the last time you guys played and lost by 24 to this team. I know you said you had to work on the things that you needed to work on from the video, but what was the biggest difference? And I guess the follow-up would be the confidence level that you guys showed today against the #1 team in the country.
The defensive end, you know, we played great defense first half. We had great intensity. And give credit to Kentucky, you know, big players make big shots at the end. And, you know, I'm just glad I was able to play with the seniors that's here. We're going to move on.